what's up and welcome back to my channel. Now today I'm going to be giving a review for the movie A Quiet Place. Now this is a science fiction horror film and it's about a family who must hide from these creatures that hunt by sound. So if you make any kind of sound, the creatures will try to attack you. Now this is a pretty intense and suspenseful film. It's even scary too at times, but it does have like a few flaws, but overall I still kind of enjoyed it though, Now this film stars Emily Blunt in the role of Emily Abbott, and you also have John Krasinski, I think that's how you pronounce his name, in the role of Lee Abbott, the husband. Now he's also the director of this film. Now they have two kids too as well. You have Melissa Simmons, who plays Reagan Abbott, and then you have Noah Jupe, who plays Marcus Abbott. Now there's also like another kid in the film too, but I'm not going to really, I'll touch on it kind of, but not like overly touch on them. But anyway, this film is about a family who must deal with these creatures that can hunt you by sound. Like I say, any kind of sound that you make, it can be kind of loud. This is kind of one of the flaws, so it can be kind of loud, If it's loud, they will hear you, but it can be like low sounds that you can make and the creatures wouldn't hear you, But at the opening of the film, they give like a glimpse of how these creatures do hunt. Because at the beginning of the film, you see like the family, they're going about their business, throughout like this woods. And apparently, you can tell this film is kind of not, you don't really know exactly when it takes place. But apparently, it's like kind of like, I'm not going to say, I don't want to spoil it, but you can tell that something has happened to the world, something serious happened, because there's no people around, and then you have these creatures out there just like hunting and killing and everything, because there's really not that many people in this film, besides this family of like four, at first five, but one of the kids, I'll go and say that, this is a spoiler alert. At one point in the film, the parents, the family is like traveling, they're going to like another destination. I think they're going back home or something like that. But then one of the kids has like this toy, like a space shuttle, and then it makes this noise, out of the blue, like when one of the creatures comes to just snatch the creature away. Snatch the kid away, and you never see the kid again, So right there, that gives you a glimpse into what these creatures are capable of doing and how fast they are and how they even look to a certain extent, Because that's what kind of surprised me. You actually get to see the creatures like in their full form. When they really show up and you get a good look at them, like, whoa, I didn't really expect this film to be like that, But like I said, it does have some suspenseful moments in the film, being that the creatures are attracted to sound. You have like a lot of things that the family or the characters can play with throughout the film, Like versus like, see like one while, like the woman herself, like the Emily Blunt plays, I think Emily Abbott, the character that she plays is actually pregnant, At first she's not pregnant, but like later on in the film she becomes like pregnant. So at one point she does have to have this baby, and that I guess that's like giving birth is like painful and stuff. So she has to scream and stuff. So that moment right there was kind of intense, because you have the creatures coming to her at the same time, because they hear all this going on, Now this is also like spoiler territory too. Like one of the kids, I think is Reagan, who is played by Melissa Simmons. Her character is supposed, I think, deaf, because she has to wear like this earpiece on her ear, to be able to kind of hear or something like that, It's kind of confusing, but it's kind of, if I touch on it too much, it kind of spoils it, It's kind of linked to the creatures too, so I'm not going to really touch on it, But throughout the film, since the family can't talk or like talk out loud or anything like that, they had to use like sign language, to get their point across. So when they're talking, and everything, it's because they can't really physically talk with their voices, because the creatures might hear them, So they actually have to use like sign language and stuff, which I thought was kind of cool, interesting, Now these creatures themselves, I don't think they can see or anything like that, because you can be all right in front of them, and they can't see you and stuff like that. But if you make a noise, then they'll attack, So I thought that was interesting, It's interesting, premise, One thing I did enjoy about the film too, you don't really, it doesn't really go into detail about what the creatures are and where they came from, You don't even know what time and period they are, like in the world, You can tell it's like modern times, but I think it is kind of slightly in the future, But they don't really like touch exactly on when. They don't really like say it, But I do feel like they kind of left a lot of things unexplained. But then at the same time they did, because there are like a couple of flaws I thought was in it, like the level of the degree to the sound, how loud can the sound be? Because at one point you can see the characters like running around and doing all kinds of stuff, but they don't wear any shoes, So apparently like they can run around on their feet, without no shoes on, and the creatures wouldn't hear them. So I thought that was kind of off, because the creatures can kind of hear any kind of little sound, but they can be running all around and stuff like that, with no shoes on. and the creatures don't hear him, so I thought that was kind of off. But at the same time, they do kind of give an explanation for, you know, if the creature couldn't hear it, you know, because at one point, the guy played by John Krasinski, he takes his son out to, yeah, because his name is Lee Abbott. He takes his son out, I think Marcus Abbott, who's played by Noah Jupe, they go out to go like catch some fish for the family to eat. And then there, you know, they can like, yeah, he gave an example that you can't make like loud noises, like screaming and so on, as long as like it's something, you know, that's going on that the creatures won't be able to hear. Like they was running by this like river that's flowing, and you know, so the creatures won't want to be able to hear the river, so he was actually able to yell and all that kind of stuff. Just giving an example that they could make those kind of sound effects, as long as there's like a larger sound around, just kind of distracting it, you know. But overall, you know, A Quiet Place, like I said, I thought it was entertaining. It just had like a few flaws, and you know, but I did kind of like that they kept everything kind of closed there, just you know, so you can get your own point of view of what these creatures were and where they came from, and so even the time and place of the film. You know, I think that was kind of cool that they didn't have to go all, you know, into all that, just leave it like that, you know, which is kind of a downfall to a certain extent. But in A Quiet Place, I remember giving this. I kind of want to give it a B. But there's kind of some moments where I feel like it was kind of dragging, like the open I thought was kind of dragging, you know, but then eventually took off, you know, but I'm going to just give this a B minus. And I would definitely recommend it for like fans of these kind of films, you know. I think it would be, it's just definitely worth checking out, you know, because it is interesting and it's kind of unique to a certain extent, you know. So yeah, I'm giving it A Quiet Place. I'm giving this a B minus. Please leave a comment and subscribe too as well.